Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, we are going to be talking about and assessing the small details regarding Erling Haaland's operation in this coming summer for Barcelona. And then later in the video, we're also going to be talking about Dembele's huge demands and what he does demand from the next contract from Barcelona. Because let me tell you, whatever Dembele has been demanding has been something that has not resonated well with neither the Barcelona fans nor the club itself. And that is going to be something very, very important to talk about for today's video. But let's first talk about the minor details regarding Erling Haaland, because there is a lot to discuss. Now, we need to pay attention to the amount of movement that could go on when it comes to Erling Haaland's operation for these next 5 to 6 weeks, because Erling Haaland recently had an interview where he did basically say that he's being placed pressure coming from Borrusia Dortmund because they want to know whether he's going to continue at Dortmund, yes or no. And that, my friends, that is a signal and telling us that yes, he does need to give an answer to his future, and that answer is coming very soon. And that is also going to mean that the clubs are going to start calling. They're going to be saying, oh look, Erling Haaland, we see that he is being pressured by Borussia Dortmund. They do need an answer. Let's make some calls. And so things are heating up. But I do want to clarify some things, because the sporting director of Dortmund, named Zorc, he has told Kicker, and I quote, "Haaland's comments surprised us a bit. There is currently no deadline and there haven't even been any talks yet, but it's clear, understandable, and only professional that we want and have to discuss the situation at some point." So what Zorc is basically saying is that yes, this is true, that there is some sort of pressure when it comes to Erling Haaland and him needing to decide, but we're not asking Erling Haaland what club he wants to go to. That is not the question. The question is, do you want to stay at this club, yes or no? That is the only thing that they do need to find out, is whether Haaland wants to continue for another season after this season. So that basically means that the adrenaline, it is still on, because the moment Erling Haaland says to Dortmund that he wants to leave in the summer, that he does not plan to continue with this club no more, you better bet that the clubs are going to be calling, and that it is going to come down to Real Madrid, FC Barcelona, and Manchester City. Dortmund, of course, they're going to want to plan themselves, which is why they're asking, do you want to continue with us, yes or no? And they want to plan for the future and plan accordingly, because right now they are being linked with Karim Adeyemi. It has been said that they do have a very close agreement, and this has also been a player that was linked to Barcelona, but Karim Adeyemi looks most likely to be going to Borussia Dortmund than FC Barcelona. So you can see why Dortmund do need an answer now, because they see Karim Adeyemi as the next big talent to replace Erling Haaland in that team. And so we do have Fabrizio Romano stating and clarifying about where these three clubs do stand with Erling Haaland, and I quote, "Haaland and his environment will soon start talks with other clubs. Barcelona, of course, they are in the race. Joan Laporta has talked with Mino Raiola in Turin. Madrid are also very serious about having both Erling Haaland and Kylian Mbappe in the same team, but they are very unsure on whether they could sign both. City will look for a striker, and Haaland is one of those top targets that they are looking at." So in my opinion, right, I know that this YouTube channel is called Barca Media. I know that this may seem like it is a very biased thing to say, but it is the most factual, because right now I would say that Erling Haaland's best option in this coming summer, it is going to be FC Barcelona, because the one thing that does stand out Barcelona from the rest of the two clubs is that this team is built for the future, and the only thing that it is literally missing, and you and me know this, is to have a world-class striker in that front three. Now look, City are actually in the exact same situation. Like, City is a great team with many youth players. We know that they do have a brand new dynasty emerging in that club, and they're going to be a great team for many years to come. But what I believe is really going to click in Erling Haaland's mind when it comes to making a decision on joining City or not is going to be this: the moment he sees Pep Guardiola leaving Man City, that is going to be something very drastic for him, because the only reason why City is at this level today, and why they're considered as the City that we all know today, and why they have been so dominant over the past few years in England, it is because of Pep Guardiola. And the moment Pep Guardiola steps away from this club, historically it has shown that these clubs do suffer after a very impactful manager does leave that club. One great example of that, it is Manchester United. So that is going to be something that Erling Haaland is really going to have to think about, is how is this City team going to be moving forward without the management of Pep Guardiola? Barcelona, on the other hand, they are in a completely different type of situation. They have someone named Xavi Hernandez who is going to be there for many years, who knows exactly how to play the Barcelona way, how to make Barcelona and improve Barcelona for the now and for the future. But anything new regarding Erling Haaland's operation and any decision he does take, we are going to be talking about it here in this YouTube channel. But now let's move on towards the situation of Dembele. And let me tell you guys, like, sometimes I wish wish that I do not need to talk about certain things. Like, for example, it's going to be this one, because the situation that's going on with Dembele, it is something that just feels like it should not be happening. And let me clarify one thing first before we talk about what Dembele has been demanding. I never have minded for Barcelona to pay good money for a player who we know has played well in that club. If they have shown that they can score goals, bring the assist, or defend well, or save well, if those players show the proof on why Barcelona should be investing good amount of money in terms of the salary or commissions, then yes, that makes sense. But the moment we have a player that did seem unreliable and unavailable over the past few years, and you rarely play on the pitch, there is no reason for Barcelona to invest huge amounts of money on that player. The only way I can see you having the audacity to ask for a big salary, but at the same time, we know that you have been the most unreliable player in this club, is when a player thinks that they are bigger than they actually are. And the only reason why that player thinks that is because the club has said constantly that they need a player like him, because this is exactly what has been happening with Dembele. And it does say here, according to Gerard Romero, Dembele's request overall, it is 200 million gross for 5 years plus 20 million commission, which does include the agent and the player each. And so hear me out. The moment I read this, right, when I read this on the media, and to see that Dembele was demanding such big numbers with his agent, I was like, these numbers are so big. Like, I have so much trouble believing this report is actually true. Like, I was trying to do extra research, but the moment I found out that the club was actually reacting to what Dembele was demanding for, I'm like, okay, so this does have to be true in some way, because this is a massive amount of money. Like, I have no idea where you find this type of audacity to be asking for this much. Like, to me, it almost does seem like the agent is saying, we just want to leave immediately. Like, this is just another way for us to say that we want to leave Barcelona because we think that financially there are better offers out there in Europe, like in England or in Italy or another club in Spain, wherever. And what is just so crazy about this whole thing is that out of the 3 signings that we have made, which is Coutinho, Griezmann, and Dembele has actually impressed us the most in terms of his playing style and how dangerous he is in the attack, but he has disappointed the most out of the 3 signings. And so this is like going to be the conclusion. I don't think that the agent and Dembele are thinking about their future sportingly. I don't think so. I do believe that they are thinking about their future economically, because sportingly, if they were just thinking about, okay, what is the best decision sportingly for Dembele's future, it would be at Barcelona, because at Barcelona he would have had everything, because Xavi has said time and time again, Dembele is a very important player for me. I need him. He needs to be here 100% of the time. We're going to be building around these 3 players, and one of them does include Dembele. And then we also do have Barcelona building a brand new dynasty where they could be dominant for so many years. And he also does have a chance to potentially play with someone like Erling Haaland and truly be a very dominant force in Europe. But Dembele and the agent do not see that. They do not want that. What they want is bigger commissions, bigger set fixed salary. If that comes from a team like Norwich in England, or Cadiz in Spain, or Venezia in Italy, then they're probably going to take it, because again, economically, that is the only thing they do see for Dembele's future. So Dembele and the agent have made their stance recently, and Barcelona do know about this. And this is what Barcelona is thinking of right now regarding his situation. And according to Gerard Romero, Barcelona plans to inform Dembele soon about withdrawing the renewal offer and sending him to the stands. In addition, they want to modify or lower some clauses that are part of his contract. The club wants to act quickly. And then we do have another report coming from a source in Spain, and I quote, within the club, they're fed up of Dembele and his agent. If the player still doesn't take a step forward in the next hours, then the club will study to take drastic decisions. So those decisions are very unknown. We do not know what Barcelona want to do with this player. I have been hearing a lot about Barcelona potentially making Dembele sit down on the bench for the rest of this season, but let me ask you guys something. How does that benefit Barcelona? Like, I don't get why people think that this is a great idea. Like, we still have to face many teams in the Europa League and potentially win the Europa League and also make it to the top 4 in La Liga and stay there until the end of the season. And so there are 2 chances for Barcelona to make it to the Champions League next year, which is going to be something very important if Barcelona want to make a good stance to other players in the summer of 2022. If Barcelona want to make signings, Dembele is going to be needed in this season to get us to that spot because of his form, because of the presence that he makes. He can completely change Barcelona's attack, and we have seen that many times. And if Barcelona actually say, yeah, we do not need Dembele, let's put him to the stands, make him sit on the bench for the next 6 months, or if they terminate his contract, right, whatever those drastic decisions could be, then our front 3 should be moving forward: Ansu on the left, Memphis as the striker, and Ferran as the right winger. Or we can have a front 3 of Ansu Fati on the left, Ferran, Torres as the striker and Abde as the right winger. So there are many ways that we could maneuver around this front three without Dembele, but it is going to be a huge headache. And I just wish that right now Barcelona were never in this situation. I just wish that Dembele and the agent can see that they have no reason to be asking for a big salary like this, a big commission just as this. But that is where we currently do stand with Barcelona and Dembele, and Barcelona with Erling Haaland. That is going to be wrapping up today's Barcelona daily news. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys are new here, welcome to the channel. Please like, subscribe, comment, and I will see you guys in the next video.